I normally am very clear on what he says I can do and what I should not be doing. So I'm just telling y'all now, so you get it out now. I will be doing another album or tour if I am so called, unless God says something different. And all that was acknowledging that.
So, while you mentioned that, I saw that, you actually left school to fulfill your passion.
I know.
So, how, and it actually has manifested very well because it was your calling. But talk a little about that with the experience with Monica and that, all that good stuff.
That was great. I went from college in '99. I was studying criminal justice, and then I got the phone call. A friend of mine, out the blue, found my number in the bottom of a moving box. He was like, let me call this number, see if it's still the same. Happened to still be the same number. And he was just updating me with his life, telling me what he was up to. So he's like, yeah, I'm about to go on the road with Monica at 98 Degrees. Y'all remember that band, 98 Degrees? That's how long ago this was. And I was like, oh, well, if she needs a background singer, call me. You know, tell her I said hi. Being crazy, saying all that stuff. Well, a week later, he calls and says, Monica is having auditions. But you got to get here tomorrow. I said, I can't afford a next day ticket from Chicago to Atlanta. He said, hold up. He called his cousin Gladys that worked for United Airlines. He said, now you got to drive to Chicago to get the buddy pass. I live like an hour and a half away from hometown. I said, I've never driven to the big city. What am I don't know. I have to drive myself. So I got my little Chevy Cavalier Z24 and drove to Chicago by myself for the first time ever. Knocked on Gladys's door. She gives me a big hug, and to me, it's like her buddy pass was my pass into this life. So I still remember her to this day. We keep in touch whenever. I don't have her information, but I hope she gives me. I just will never forget Gladys from United Airlines. And I went and I auditioned for Monica. They was like, okay, yes, we love you, we want you. And then that's how I met Beyonce and Kelly. They were opening up for the tour. They only had songs like Bills, 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 and I think No, No, No. I don't even know Bugaboo had come out yet. Nobody knew these girls with this patchwork jeans on and these cowboy hats. And it would always be Beyonce and Kelly that I would meet. Fast forward, I see them again in Atlanta. They were supposed to open up. Y'all remember at the Tabernacle here? They were supposed to open up for Dave Hollister one year. Most of them had their coins. And they was like, we can't perform. I met them again in the hotel at meet and greet. That was it. Got a phone call maybe about a month or two later saying that they were looking for new members. And how that connection came was one of Monica's dancers was a choreographer for Destiny Child at the time. They was like, well, I know somebody. You might like her. Send her to Houston, see what you think. Went to Houston, and the connection was happening ever since. Now, y'all was supposed to LOL when I said I'm going to go back if the group calls. Y'all was supposed to, it got real serious. You know?
Quick question for you, Michelle. Where are you with your reality show, My Sister's Keeper?
My Sister's Keeper, what had happened was with that, I'm a little leery about reality TV. I think it's cool for other people, and of course I'm nosy to get a peek in their life. I'm a good reality TV is a guilty pleasure of mine. I just didn't know if it was right for me, and I think that maybe that announcement came a little premature. So
we're not doing it?
Probably not. I'm just leery about that. It has to be the right setup. It's got to not only because it will work for the network with their ratings.
Right.
But what is it going to do for me? If it ain't going to take me higher than what I'm doing now, then we're not going to do it.
So what? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you share with Rolling Out for audience just your journey of finding God?
My journey of finding God. Well, of course, growing up in church, you follow the rules. You go and get saved 2 or 3 times. You walk down the aisle. You got scared. They scared you to hell. Oh, Jesus, I need you. Save me. Come on now. Who preached that good old sermon and you was like, Jesus is finna crack the sky. Now I'm finna go get my tail saved. And sometimes that might work for people. But my real didn't come till, this is my cousin April, by the way, my first cousin. She went to Illinois State with me. So it was actually, when I went away to college, did I have to find God for myself. I didn't have nobody to wake me up in the morning saying, go to church on Sunday. I had real life experiences starting to happen. So in college is when I had real, true spiritual experiences that weren't taught. I know how to hook 'em aside right now because I saw the church mother do it. But having a real spiritual experience happens in college when you are away from it all. I hope that answered. Yes, how I found God. And I'm still finding him. I'm still finding bits and pieces of him that are absolutely amazing because he's bigger than I could ever imagine. So I'm still discovering some things about him. Yeah.
Could you discuss how that experience was for you working with Derek with the video?
Yes. If We Had Your Eyes, Derek Blank shot my video. We shot it here in Atlanta. So I was at the radio station today and I was like, where do y'all think I am? Under this bridge or whatever. One girl was like, that was you shooting that video? I couldn't go down that street that day. I was like, I'm sorry. So Derek Blanks, he did my album packaging, all the new images that you see from this era from Derek Blanks. He just gets me. We collaborate on things, and it's cool to see both of our visions literally come to life before our eyes. He's an absolute jewel. Yes.
Well, the video is awesome.
Thank
I
you.
want to let you know that. And what's different about this album as opposed to the other albums that you've done gospel-wise? Because I love all your stuff. But this song is off the chain. So,
Thank you.
I just want to let you know that.
I mean, each album you will hear an artist say, this is my best work. Well, you've grown, so it should be better than the last. My own most honest work. Well, if you're an artist, I would hope that everything is honest and is coming from your heart and soul. So I'm going to say all those things. This is my best work. It's, it's more transparent. I will say this honest, it just shows growth.
Yeah.
It shows me getting out of my comfort zone. I recorded songs that I would be like, this is not for me.
Right.
Harmony Samuels produced this album. Harmony Samuels is known for, he executive produced half Ariana Grande's new project, Fantasia's whole album, 3 songs on Kelly Rowland's project. He's like doing really amazing things. So he gave me those tracks he would give to a Chris Brown he's worked with, a Jennifer Hudson. That's what I wanted sonic-wise. Just because it was going to be gospel and faith-based didn't mean it had to sound like Go Tell It All Around, which I love for Christmas. It's just not that sound. So, but the writing has some Bible-based things, life-based things, which is really cool. One song, Fire, I think I told Rolling Out, I almost didn't record Fire because I was like, it's not for me. He was like, get your tail back in that booth. It's different, so try it. And now it's one of my favorite songs.
Yes. Hot song.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good work.
How did you guys come up with that remix? So If You Had Your Eyes, how did you get that collaboration?
Well, If We Had Your Eyes, the song talks about seeing yourself the way God sees you. It also talks about how we view and judge other people. You don't know their story. You might only know bits and pieces of what you hear. But what's the true story of why someone makes choices? So when I was singing If We Had Your Eyes, I thought about Fantasia. I was like, wow, I feel her spirit for this song. And because Harmony produced her entire album, it was easy for him to pick up the phone and say, hey, Michelle would like for you to do If We Had Your Eyes. And it maybe took her like a day later, the song was done. That's how collaborations are supposed to go. Easy breezy.
So who would be that next person on that ideal collaboration moving forward?
Ideal collaboration moving forward, it's amazing because sometimes I sit back like, wow, some of the collaborations for this album, which aren't finalized yet, are a dream come true. But one day, I would love to sing with Sting. I don't care if it's at a campfire. Making s'mores. Just ooh and eyeing with him would be amazing.
When you did that, when Monica did that song that was his on her album, one of my favorite songs by Monica, were you singing on that?
No.
That's one of my favorite songs she did when she covered that sample.
No, I've never sang on any albums of hers.